Hello everyone, greetings of the day. So let us analyze Enterprise Information Systems question paper of 16th May 2023. This is one of the most easiest question papers that we have ever had in the subject of Enterprise Information Systems. Very easy paper, all are expected questions, very easy questions. Now let us start analyzing question by question. If you look at the first question, it is given for 3 marks in section A, and this question is related to the 3-tier architecture of an application software. The 3-tier architecture of an application software. So now let us read the question first. In most software, there are 3 layers which together form the application, and the same is called as 3-tier architecture. Explain the 3 layers forming part of the 3-tier architecture of an application software. So you can find this question in our masterminds material in e-commerce and m-commerce, and this is question number 14 in our e-commerce and m-commerce chapter of masterminds material. So what you have to write, see, we have 2 things here, 2-tier architecture and 3-tier architecture. So in 2-tier architecture, we will have a database layer and application layer. In 3-tier architecture, we will have the presentation layer, database layer, and also the middle layer. So these are the 3 layers which are very important, because every website functions with the help of this 3-tier architecture only. So very easy question, this one. And now coming to the second question, write a short notes on automated teller machine channel server. So this question is related to the chapter CBS, Core Banking Systems. And in our masterminds material, you can find this question in question number 8C. So we have lot of servers like front-end server, back-end server, we have ATM channel server, ATM server, these all things. And here it is asked about ATM channel server. So this ATM channel server will be very much helpful for ATM operations that are being done in a bank. And there is a thing called PBF, positive balance file, which is transferred to the ATM channel server, and transactions can be made using this ATM channel server. So this is a very easy question, and it is given for 2 marks, and the content given in our material is also sufficient for 2 marks. And now if you look at 2A, operations management is responsible for the daily running of hardware and software facilities so that production application systems can accomplish their work and development staff can design, implement and maintain application systems. Operations management typically performs controls over many functions. Explain any 6 of such functions. So this is also an expected question. This is not an irregular question. This is also a regular question which is very important, and this question is from Information System Risks and Controls. And in our masterminds material, this, if you can observe, this is question number 25 in operations in Information System Risks and Controls. And now what is asked here? Explain any 6 of such functions. So while writing your answer, it is better you just write some introduction telling that operations management is responsible for daily running of hardware and software facilities so that production application systems can accomplish their work and development staff can design. So you need to write this introduction once again. This is actually the introduction that is given for the question. So you can write this introduction, and you can write the 6 functions of the operations management, like computer operations, network operations, data entry, data preparation entry, and production control, file maintaining of file library, document library, program library. These are all the important functions of the operations management. You see, once an information system has been developed, it will be the responsibility of the operations management to take care of the functioning of the information system. And definitely this is a very important question. It is asked for 6 marks, and there will be no problem because the question is asked for 6 marks, and you are asked to write 6 such functions, and each and every function carries 1 mark. And now look at another important question. Flowcharts are used in designing and documenting simple processes or programs. Explain any 4 limitations of flowcharts. See, flowcharts are very important diagrammatic representations of the processes, and this question is from Business Process Automation and its Risks, and again this is question number 25 in our material. in business process automation and its risk, it is question number 25 from our material. So what are the limitations of flowcharts? See, the basic limitations of flowcharts are, if you want to represent a complex logic, it is not possible to represent using a flowchart. And if you want to modify a flowchart, it is not so easy to modify a flowchart, and to reproduce the flowchart also, it is not so easy. It is also one of the limitations. And to draw the links between conditions and actions, it becomes a little bit difficult in the case of flowchart. And another biggest limitation is standardization. So standardizing the symbols, standardizing the flows, standardizing the links, that also becomes a tough part. So these are the flowchart limitations. So see, this time if you observe, the questions are very straightforward, very candid. You need not have any kind of confusion. And allocation of marks is also done in an excellent manner, because if you observe here, explain any 4 limitations of flowchart. So you write 4 points and you get 4 marks. So things are very easy. And if you want to write, you can also write what is a flowchart as an introduction. That is also fine. Now coming to very important question. This is an expected question and it appeared in the question paper. That is, financial accounting module is the most important module of the overall ERP system, and it connects all the modules to each other. See, generally in any information system or in any ERP system, financial accounting module will definitely be a very important module, because all other modules like materials management, sales and distribution, customer relationship management, controlling, every module will be connected with the financial and accounting module only. So definitely this is an expected question because of its importance in the information system. And you can find this question in our financial and accounting system material in question number 24. This is question number 24 in our finance and accounting systems module. And now coming to the point, what you have to write. See, again I am telling you, here it is asked, explain any 6 key features. So 6 key features, 6 marks. So what we will write? There will be payables section, there will be receivables section, there will be asset accounting, there will be organizational structure, there will be global settings. So in a financial and accounting module, all these components will be there, and you need to write about all those components. How the payables will be configured, how the receivables will be configured, how the asset accounting will be configured, and how to set the organization structure. Because in financial and accounting systems, setting up of an organization structure is very important. So that is about financial accounting module. This is also a very important question. And now let us move on to 3B. So this question is about green IT. So again, a very much important question and expected question. See, this time we have all expected questions, easy questions, straightforward questions, and this is one of the most easiest question paper for enterprise information systems. Now let us read this question. Government regulation, however well intentioned, is only a part of overall green computing philosophy. The work habits of computer users and businesses can be modified to minimize the adverse impact on the global environment, and there are several steps for green IT. What are the green computing best practices for the green IT recycle step? So generally, whenever we are using information systems, we use lot of servers, we use lot of computers and systems, and these all generate lot of heat, radiation, and these all things which are very much damaging to the environment, and at the same time the lifetime of the systems what we are using will also come down. So for that reason, every organization should have a green computing plan, and every organization should follow best green computing practices. And this question you can find in e-commerce and m-commerce in our masterminds material. In e-commerce and m-commerce and in emerging technologies also. But this question especially you can find in emerging technologies lesson in masterminds material as question number 25. This is question number 25 in emerging technologies lesson. Now what you have to write for this? So what you have to write? Please remember, this is a 4 marks question. So it is enough if you write 4 important points like develop a sustainable green computing plan, develop a recycle plan, make your system environment friendly, and another thing is take measures to conserve energy. So if you write these points, definitely you will get good marks. And now coming to another question from core banking systems. A private bank is planning to migrate all of its existing operations to a core banking system. During their discussions, the IT consultant is asked to explain about the common IT risks involved in core banking system. Explain any of the 6 common IT risks related to CBS. So again, a very straightforward question, expected question, very easy question, and it is very easy to find out to which lesson it belongs. Yes, definitely it belongs to core banking systems lesson, and you can find this question in Masterminds material as question number 13. Now, what is asked? Actually, you have lot of risks related to IT in CBS, but you are asked to write only 6 of them. So, what you will write? The first thing will be, there will be several vendors, so you will have vendor concentration risks, and there will be a risk of authorization process, there will be a risk of authentication process, there will be a risk of several software vendors, there will be another most important risk of responsiveness, and another important risk is user identity management. So these are all the 6 risks that will be there in case of IT related risks for a core banking system, and you need to write all these 6 risks. Of course, there are many other, but you select this 6 and any of the 6 you can write there. And the next thing is related to cloud computing. So the public cloud is the cloud infrastructure that is provisioned for open use by general public. Explain any 4 characteristics of public cloud. So already we know we have public cloud, private cloud, we have a hybrid cloud, and we have community cloud. And here you are being asked to write about the characteristics of public cloud. So what are the characteristics of public cloud? Public cloud is highly scalable. You can increase it whenever you want, you can increase its capacity, and anyone can use. Already it is given in the question that is provisioned for open use by general public. So it is highly available. Whoever wants, they can make use of these cloud services. And the most important distinguishing factor of public cloud is stringent SLAs. Means the service level agreements should be very strict, because you are keeping your, in one way you are transferring the ownership of your data, you are keeping your data in the hands of outsiders. So definitely there will be a problem of data security and data privacy. So for that reason, you need to have very much stringent service level agreements with the providers. And of course, it is less secure compared to hybrid cloud, compared to private cloud. This is less secure because everyone will have access to this cloud and your data resides in the servers. There will be a concept of multi-tenancy. For the concept of multi-tenancy, what is multi-tenancy? More than one person can use the same server space to store their data. So definitely whenever there is a concept of multi-tenancy, yes, the things will be less secure. And this question you can find in our emerging technologies question number 11 in our masterminds material. And now let us turn towards the 5th question. The IT Act 2000 attempts to change outdated laws and provides ways to deal with cyber crimes. We need such laws so that people can perform purchase transactions over the internet without fear of misuse. In this context, explain any 6 advantages of cyber laws. So what are the advantages of cyber laws that we need to write here? So every one of us know that in India we have IT Act, which was first enacted in the year 2000 and later modifications are been done in the year 2008. So what is the main intention of this IT Act? The main intention of IT Act is to remove all the outdated laws and to introduce new framework to deal with cyber crimes. And this this IT Act has given lot of advantages, lot of new ways of doing e-commerce business in India. So we need to write the advantages of cyber laws. So IT Act 2000 has authorized the use of digital signatures. IT Act 2000 has made the authorization for e-office, e-commerce transactions, and IT Act has given permission for certain players to act as authorized people for giving digital signatures, and all the tenders, all the files can be filed using online, all the applications can be filed online, and email has been given a legal status. So these are all the advantages of IT Act 2000 that is given, that is provided in the IT Act 2000 for the purpose of creating value to the system and value to the economy. And this you can find in BPA controls. We have business process automation controls lesson, and this is question number 16 in our BPA lesson. And now comes another most expected and very easy question, that is audit of environmental controls. So this question is from information systems audit lesson. So audit of environmental controls requires the IS auditor to conduct physical inspections and observe practices. As an IS auditor, you are engaged to conduct an audit of environmental controls for an organization. Discuss any 4 factors and activities which require your attention in the audit of environmental controls. So this you can find in IS auditing lesson. This is question number 5 in our masterminds material IS auditing lesson. So what you have to write here? So the most important thing while writing this kind of questions, while answering this kind of questions, is that some context is given in the question and you need to learn to connect your answer with the context that is given in the question. That is very important. So instead of directly starting your answer, the best way is, here what is asked, as an IS auditor, you are engaged to conduct an audit of environmental controls for an organization. So what is the question asked? Which require your attention in the audit of environmental controls. So what is the best way to start answering this question? As an IS auditor, I pay attention to the following factors in the audit of environmental controls. In that way, you can open up your answer. You can start writing your answer. If you miss this particular thing, there will be no connection between your answer and question. So while attempting this kind of questions, it is always a better idea to connect your answer with the given question. Okay. See, the most important thing when you go for an IS audit is you need to audit the environmental controls, whether proper environmental controls are in place or not. What are the environmental controls that an information system should have? There should be no water leakages, there should be no power problems, there will be no fire issues, there should not be any cleaning issues. These all things should not be there. So what are the things you need to check, or what are the controls you need to find out when you go for an IS audit? The first one will be the power conditioning. The second one will be whether there are backup power facilities that are available or not, and you need to check high voltage air conditioning mechanisms, are they present or not, and water detection alarms are present or not, that also you need to check, and fire alarms, whether they are working properly or not, fire detection should be done, and what are the measures that are taken for maintaining the cleanliness of the information system area. So these are all the most important environmental issues that you need to pay attention whenever you go for an information system audit. So these are all the environmental related controls. And now coming to the last question, that is, in today's high speed world, we cannot imagine an information system without an effective and efficient communication system, which is a valuable resource that helps in good management. You are appointed as an IT consultant to design a model computer network for a newly started company. What are the basic issues to be addressed by your network model? So what is the question being asked here? You are appointed as an IT consultant. IT consultant for what? To design a model computer network for a newly started company. So you have now you are being asked, what are the basic issues that you need to keep in mind while designing a best network model for the information system of the company? See, whenever you design a computer network, if you are a designer and you design, or when you make the architecture of a network for a particular organization, you need to focus on certain issues so that they will not create any problem. The first issue that you need to keep in mind while preparing or while designing a network model is routing issues. There should not be any routing issues. Routing or routing, in whatever way we can call, there should not be any routing issues. The network should connect very smoothly. There should not be any disturbance. So routing issues are the first thing that you need to address. And second one will be bandwidth issues. Whenever you are designing a network, there should not be any bandwidth related issues that are present in your network. So you should design network in such a way that there is proper bandwidth available for the network operations that are being carried in the organization. And the third one, the most important issue, is contention. That means if you don't design the network in a proper way, definitely the issues of contention will arise. Several devices will be waiting to get access and they could not get the access. So there will be no availability of the channels. So we need to address this contention related issues also. That is very, very important. And the last most important issue that as IT consultant should address is resilience issues. So whenever the network is down for various reasons, immediately it should recoup and immediately it should start working with least disturbance. So whenever you design a network model for an organization, resilience should be the topmost criteria. It should have very much higher resilience rate. So these are the four network issues. What are the four network issues? Routing, bandwidth, contention, and resilience. These are the four things which you need to pay attention while you are devising or designing a network model for an information system. And this question you can find in components of information system lesson in our masterminds material, and this is question number 14 in our material. So overall, if you observe, the paper is very easy. Questions are straightforward. There are no twists and turns in the questions. The questions are candid and the weightage given is also very much appropriate. You need not get confused. And if you can observe, it is clearly asked. For 4 marks question, they asked you to write 4 things. For 6 marks question, they asked you to write 6 factors. So in that way, this is one of the most easiest paper. So I hope many of you have written this EIS paper in a comfortable manner, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.